So let's start our next part of the video, that is bar graphs. In the previous class we know that how information collected could be first arranged in frequency distribution table, and then this information could be converted into pictograph and or bar graphs. So now in this chapter we have learned about the bar graphs. A bar graph is a pictorial representation of data which is represented by rectangles of uniform width with equal spacing between them, called bars. So first one is construction of bar. How can we construct a bar graph? In a bar graph, each bar or rectangle represent only one value of numerical data, and there are as many bars as the number of values in the data. Bars are usually drawn vertically on the horizontal line with x-axis, and the height of the bar. So what is this? This line is called vertical line. Which line? Vertical line. And this line represents horizontal line. So now the height of the bar graph depends on the value of numerical data. We assume the suitable and convenient scale to decide the heights of bar graph along y-axis. So in order to construct a bar graph, the following points must be kept in mind. First one is draw two perpendicular lines and call them as horizontal and vertical axis. In this way we have to draw two perpendicular lines, vertical and horizontal line. So now next one is along the horizontal axis mark the information given in the data like days, weeks, months, years, subjects, place, etc. at uniform gaps. Third one is select a suitable scale to determine the heights of bar graphs or rectangles along the vertical axis. For example, if 1200 people like cricket, then 1 unit length can be taken to represent 200 people, because we have to represent the number of in this way. That means each people and each thing is come in a one bar. So the bar graph of height 6 units can represent 1200 people. Fourth one is draw bar or rectangles of equal width and heights as determined in the previous point. These bars should have uniform spacing between them. The figure so obtained is called a bar graph. So first one is a bar graph should always have a title, and the horizontal and vertical axis should also be labeled to show what they represent. So moving to first example number 9, the number of students in 6 different classes are given. Represent the data on a bar graph. We have given a class 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. Number of students 135, 120, 95, 100, 90 and 80. So moving to first, how would you choose a scale? Choose a suitable scale as follow. Start a scale at 0. So firstly we have to draw x-axis, it is a x-axis and this line represent y-axis. So starting with 0, because we have to find the numbers of maximum number of students are 135. That means we have to use equal division along the vertical axis to choose a scale such that the length between 0 and 140 is neither too long nor too small. Let's take 1 unit to represent 20 students. That means starting from 0 to 20, next 20 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80, 80 to 100 and 100 to 120 and 120 to 140. Why we write 140? Because our maximum number is 135, which is nearest about 140. So moving to first we have 5th class. In 5th class how many students are there? 135. 5. So draw a bar graph with near between 120 to 140. Next 120. So in front of 120, and moving to next is 95. So it is also line 80 to 100, and next one is 100. Next is 90. It is also lie between 80 and 100, and next is 10th class. How many students are? 80. So that means choose a suitable scale as follows. So now first part, how would you choose a scale? We can choose a scale like this. Next is which class have a maximum and minimum number of students? Clearly class 5th has maximum number of students because it is a highest, maximum 135 student, and class 10th has minimum number of students because the smallest term is 80. So next one is find the ratio of students of 6 to the students of class 8. Ratio of students of class 6 to students of class 8, that is 120 to ratio 100. 120 100, that means 120 divided by 100. Cut the 0 with the 0. 6 2s are 12 and 6 5s are 5 2s are 10. So ratio is 6 ratio 5. Moving to next is multiple bar graphs. A single bar graph use one bar for each value to represent the data. A multiple bar graphs gives information of more than one type by a side. So next example is study the multiple bar graph of the top 5 medal winning countries in the 19th Commonwealth Games, New Delhi 2010. So the 3 adjacent bar corresponding to each country represent the number of medals of each one. So 19th Commonwealth Games New Delhi 2010, we have given a bar graph like this. In this on y-axis we represent number of medals, and on x-axis we have to represent the countries. So countries, gold. This line represent gold medals and silver. Next is bronze. So looking at the multiple bar graph, answer the following questions. First one is, what is the number of silver medals won by Australia? Silver medals won by Australia. So it is silver medal. Here is a silver medal and it lies between 50 to 60. So we have 10 to gap of each bar is 10 10, because 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. So where is Australia? We have to find the silver medals. That means here in the middle of 50 and 60, because it represent 5 unit, and to complete it represent 10 units. So that means 50 plus 5, it become 55. So Australia has won 55 silver medals. Which country has won a total of 101 medals? So India has won a total of 101 medal. How can we find it? Because when we add, first number is gold. Gold is near about 40, that means 2 less than 38. Next silver 27, and next bronze 36 is equal to 101 medals. Which country has won the maximum number of gold medals? That means look at the bar graph, we have maximum number of gold that in Australia. So next is for which countries G greater as, that means gold is greater than silver and silver is greater than bronze. So Australia and South Africa. So first one is Australia. In Australia, gold is, because it represent gold is greater than silver is greater than bronze. And also in next here South Africa, gold is greater than silver is greater than bronze. So next one is for which country gold plus bronze divided by 2 is equal to silver, where gold, silver and bronze are number of gold, silver and bronze medal respectively. So that means South Africa. So that when we add gold plus bronze, gold is number of gold, that means greater than 10. here. So 1 and 2, that means 12, plus bronze 10 divided by 2. 12 plus 10, it become 22 divided by 2. When divide it by 2 is equal to 11. So silver is 11 time. So next one is, what is the ratio of the number of bronze medal won by India to the number of gold medals won by South Africa? So bronze medal won by India, ratio gold medals won by South Africa. So firstly we have to find the gold medals won by bronze medal won by India, that is 30. This line represent 35 and next is 36 ratio. And gold medal won by South Africa, that means 10 plus 2, it become 12. So 36 divided by 12, 12 3s are 36, 12 1s are 12. So 3:1. So the ratio of the bronze medal won by India to the number of gold medals won by South Africa is 3:1. In this way, we can find the multiple bar graph using a bar graph with the and give the answer of each question.